Hey everyone, Dr. Adam here with another wellness video. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. Um, I wanted to remind everybody of a couple of events we've got going on over the next few weeks here in June. This coming Thursday, June 11th at 6:30, we're going to have our Everything You Need to Know About Thyroid class. So if you know anybody who has any thyroid disorders or thyroid problems, chronic fatigue, weight gain, those types of problems, we still have some seats open for that seminar. It's going to be a good time. On June 25th, Dr. Brenda is going to be presenting a seminar, Everything You Need to Know About Knee Pain. So she's going to be going over some great information on that. So if you know anyone with knee pain or hip pain, those types of problems, that would be a great time to invite them to the class on June 25th at 6:30 at our office. Also, during the whole month of June, we are essentially celebrating Father's Day all month long. We're having a new patient special for any fathers that you know. Any dad you know can come in the office for a new patient evaluation, which will include their history, consultation, x-rays, exams, all those types of things, and we're going to do that at a discounted price of $25 for the new patient evaluation. So keep that in mind. Everybody knows some dad or father who's probably a little bit stubborn about their health, but they probably need a little bit of help with something they may have going on health-wise. So it's a great time to get them in the office to see if we can possibly help them. This week, I wanted to talk about something that we get asked about quite a bit, and that is a lot of people are dealing with chronic fatigue. They're tired all the time, and sometimes they don't know why. Sometimes they're not necessarily dealing with a huge chronic health issue, but yet they still feel tired all the time. And I usually start, of course, with what's going on from a dietary standpoint. And I know in the past, in some of these videos, we've talked about, what you're eating as far as what you're putting in your body. Of course, will have a huge effect on your energy levels and your metabolism. But something that we don't always talk about that I want to address today and use a couple of tools to help you out is how much you're eating, because that will have a huge effect on your energy levels. If you're not intaking enough food, then that will have a big effect on your energy. And a lot of people out there typically are more worried about, that they're eating, way too much. But I've come across, and I know Dr. Brent has too, lots of people, lots of patients, and they're typically under eating. They're not eating enough for what their body actually needs on a daily basis. So I wanted to go over a couple of online tools today, and this will be the first part. We're going to have a kind of a part one to this video, otherwise it might get a little too long. But this will be part one, and then I'll also have a link to part two of the video, which will go over another simple tool you can use when you're trying to figure out, how much food you should be shooting for, depending on your goals. Whether it's you're trying to increase your energy, or some people, they want to try to lose a little weight too, and of course you can use these tools for that as well. I'm going to come right up here on the computer. This is a website, and this is just one of the more simple ones that I've come across for people to be able to use. This is freedieting.com, and this is a calorie calculator. So you're going to be able to come to this website, and it's going to use a specific type of equation, because of course it's the best way to typically get how much your individual needs are would be, of course, to go to a special type of lab and have some pretty extensive test run just to really test your metabolism. But since most people can't have the time to do those types of things, this is the next best thing. So this is freedieting.com. It's calorie calculator, and what you can do is you can go in, and of course this is going to be based on your age, your gender, your current weight, how tall you are, and then down here you can do this in a couple different ways. I'm going to start with something called the Basal metabolic rate. Now, your basal metabolic rate is essentially how much calories your body needs to function on a daily basis, no matter what you're doing, exercise-wise, or getting up and moving around. This is basically just your core calorie needs that your body needs to function, as far as your brain functioning, as well as all your other organs and tissues. This is just the bare minimum that you should be taking in for your body to function. So if we come up here, and I'll just use myself as an example, but we'll put in the age and the weight, height, and then down here you hit calculate, and down here it's going to give you the basal metabolic rate, or the closest thing to it, which for me is 1,732 calories a day. So that's essentially what my body needs. Even if I'm just sitting around all day doing nothing, this is what my body needs in order for it to function the best. Now, this can change, and of course, if anything, you want to be trying to shoot for your basal metabolic rate, once again, especially if you've been dealing with fatigue issues and chronic fatigue issues. So if I were dealing with chronic fatigue right now, and I went through and I was only eating, maybe 1,100 calories a day or 1,000 calories a day, which you can very easily do and not even realize it. But that's going to be put quite a deficit on just my basic function. And so over time, if you're doing that day in and day out and you're constantly under eating your basal metabolic rate, that is going to start to have an effect on your energy output. Your body's not going to have enough glucose to make the energy and the ATP that it needs. So if anything, you should be shooting for this basal metabolic rate, even, like I said, especially if you've been dealing with the chronic fatigue. Now, if you come up here, you can change this out according to your activity level. Because according to your activity level, it's going to change the amount of calories your body's going to need for it to function and perform well. So if we come up here, you've got different options where you can have little to no exercise, or if you're exercising, 3, 4, 5 times daily, lots of different options. So for me, I'm typically trying to work out 4 days a week right now. So if I come down here and calculate, that's going to change my maintenance in order to, once again, function at a good level, have a decent amount of energy without, putting myself into too much stress, at around 2,457 calories a day. Now, if fat loss is a goal, then yeah, it's going to bump you down a little bit, down to 1,965 calories a day. And of course, you've also got an extreme fat loss, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. But even if you just went with a calorie deficit of 400 or 500 calories, if that's your goal, and yet this will still, even if you're doing this will still keep your energy levels up. I think the biggest thing, once again, that I see is some people, they can have these as their goal, or this is where they should be, but they're easily under eating by anywhere from 700 to 1,000 calories a day, and they don't realize it. So that's the other half of this equation, and that's what we're going to talk about in the second video, is using a tool that will actually at least help you right now kind of gauge how much calories and how much food you're actually eating right now. And a lot of times it can surprise you because a lot of people, once again, tend to undereat. But once again, this is freedieting.com. I would definitely recommend, if you've been feeling like your energy levels are low, this is a great place to start to kind of know, so you can know exactly how much calories in a day that you should be shooting for in order to, like I said, whether you're working on a regular basis or whether you're just trying to maintain, proper function. This is going to give you how much you should be shooting for on a daily basis. And once again, in the next video, we're going to go over a handy tool called MyFitnessPal, which can help you actually track the calories even if it's just a temporary thing, just to kind of let you know about how much on average you're eating on a daily basis. And that way you can tweak it and change it if necessary. And of course, I will have all the links to these websites along with the videos, attached to the videos and attached to the emails we'll send out. So I will see you in just a few in the next video.